The Swaershoek Pass is a major gravel pass located about 20 kilometers southwest of Cradock. The pass is quite long at 8.1 kilometers and has an altitude variance of 468 meters, which produces an average gradient of 1 in 17, but there are several sections which are considerably steeper at 1 in 11. Despite the steep gradients and gravel surface, the pass is well designed and is suitable for all vehicles in fair weather. The pass connects Cradock with Pearston 70 kilometers further south. This pass and its approach roads offer some of the best Eastern Cape scenery imaginable. Anyone willing to get a bit of dust on their vehicle will be richly rewarded travelling this route on the R337, which includes another great gravel pass further south called the Swaershoek Pass. We filmed this pass from north to south. What makes this pass special is that the approaches include a very scenic traverse of the Swaershoek, a long winding and scenic meander next to the Swaershoek River, surrounded by the tall mountains. This kloof is 12 kilometers long and starts at the first turning onto the R337 at Cradock. There are some beautiful farms along the kloof, and as is the case in most parts of the Eastern Cape, be aware of the possibility of livestock on the road, especially sheep. The Swaershoek should technically be separated from the Swaershoek Pass, but as it transforms seamlessly from the kloof into the pass proper, we filmed the entire length of Swaershoek as well as the Swaershoek Pass as one long traverse. As progress is made up Swaershoek, the very tall peaks start becoming visible in the far distance. These are the main mountains forming the eastern border of the Mountain Zebra National Park. The bulky main ridge is known as Blinkop, which has an altitude of 1,836 meters, and its sheer east-facing cliffs are appropriately known as Rocky Face. The Swaershoek River sources at the foot of this mountain, and it is this view which grows ever larger as one drives further into the southwest, which dominates the Cradock side of the pass. The end of the Swaershoek is reached at the crossing of a small tributary of the main river, and this is also the correct northern starting point of the Swaershoek Pass. Please note that there's an incorrectly placed signboard in the middle of the Swaershoek which shows it to be the Swaershoek Pass. This isn't a big issue, as the two run in any case back to back up the mountain. The gradients on the Swaershoek Pass are extremely even at around 1 in 14 for most of the ascent. This road was clearly designed by an engineer who knew what he was doing. The road now ascends up a ridge and remains on this heading until the 3.5 kilometer point, where a wide S-bend begins with a turn towards the right, then heads towards the obvious low point in the mountain ridge ahead. The nearby town of Cradock began life in the early 1800s as the last stop you made before you ventured into the dry hinterland on your way north. Today, travellers still overnight in Cradock before heading for their coastal destinations. Many bus tours also have Cradock firmly in their cross-country itineraries, and visitors love to walk its streets and marvel at the Victorian Karoo architecture. Cradock continues to serve the local farming population who make up the backbone of the community. In the township of Lingelishler, you'll find Xhosa descendants of the frontier wars and elsewhere, especially on the surrounding farms, and here you'll come across people with sand blood in their veins. Today, the central Cradock residential area is a rich mixture of South Africans of all backgrounds. Chinese and Lebanese traders have been here for more than a century. The town, which was named after Sir Christopher Cradock, lies on a big curve of the Great Fish River. The town of Cradock was founded in 1813 to cater for migratory farmers who settled in this ruggedly beautiful area with its excellent grazing, abundant water and healthy climate. Cradock is a thriving agricultural community which specializes in the production of wool, mohair and in cattle farming. It's the principal town of the Karoo Heartland route and an important agricultural center. The town boasts fine architecture and a number of important monuments and museums. The area was considered strategically important by the early 19th century settlers, and this heritage is reflected in many of the well-preserved buildings, including the old parsonage dating back to 1849, which today houses the Great Fish River Museum, a fascinating showplace of settler culture. Be sure to watch part 2 of the Swaershoek Pass, which deals with the second half of the ascent as well as the southern descent.